there. Hey, the more I learn and the more I see that health coaching is really going to be the thing that revolutionizes healthcare. So I just see how much health coaching can add to what doctors do, because doctors really don't get to have the time to invest in their patients with the coaching and the habit change that it takes to make a difference. And that's where coaches get to come in. So hey, I am Kristen Wood, your favorite body wellness coach, and I get to bring you health coaching and life coaching, because it's never just one thing that throws us off. And it's never just the food, it's never just the movement. There's life that's created stories for us. And it's never just the story, it's the story, the food, the movement, it's everything. And as a body wellness coach, I get to address all of that with my clients. So I'm sure you can relate to how when there's innovation, when there's efficiency brought to anywhere in life, there's usually a cost reduction. We see this a lot in electronics, it's easy to see it. But in healthcare, there's always innovation, there's always efficiency, and we are in a system that healthcare is extremely expensive. There's always new medications, and yet there's always more diagnoses that are handed out daily. I see it daily where someone's posting that they got diagnosed with something and pray for them. The medicine that we're given is like a band-aid to the symptom. And I just feel like health gets the definition of you're healthy if you don't have any symptoms. And so we give you a medication to band-aid the symptom. And we don't really get to the root because there's never enough time. Doctors don't have the time to invest in you to get there. So that's where health coaches come in. And it may be a pie-in-the-sky goal, but my wish would be that everybody gets to work with a health coach, work with a life coach, and do life differently. And then eventually we just eradicate all lifestyle diseases. How's that for pie in the sky? So I work with women that are 15 to 40 pounds over their ideal weight. And that's kind of where I lived most of my life. I started out at 10 pounds overweight. I made some diet changes. I made some movement changes. Got the weight off. My habits came back. The weight came back on. Did the same thing again. It was a constant yo-yo. When I was in my late 20s, I found diet aids. And if you were going to give me a pill that would let the weight come off, I would raise my hand to take 2. I wanted it gone. Now, I always knew in the back of my mind that that stuff wasn't good for me. Anything that dropped the weight that quick couldn't be good for you. So when I reached my ideal weight, I would quit taking the pills. And then my habits would come back and the weight would creep back up. And I'd have to do it all again. It was exhausting. And you know, when I was in my probably early 40s, those pills were taken off the market because problems were showing up for the people that took them. So what was I going to do then? I had to go back to changing what I'm eating, changing how I'm moving. And I had a family, I had a job, I had a home, I had a life. I didn't have time to exercise more. And quite frankly, I was hungry. I wanted to eat food. So it just felt like a struggle, like it was so hard. And really, weight management, health management, it's a skill. It's a skill that we're not taught. And it's a skill that would probably help us all just as much as how to read, how to do math. But we're not ever taught it. So when I was in probably my mid 40s, things came to a head and I knew I wasn't going to be able to exercise the way I used to. I was just sick of managing everything that I ate. I wanted to eat the foods that I wanted to eat. And I started searching for how to keep the weight off. I'd always Googled, how to lose the weight quick, but I started Googling how to keep the weight off. And between trying to figure out how to get healthy and how to keep the weight off, health coaching just kept coming into my vortex. So I started checking it out. Couldn't find anyone near me. I didn't really look that hard though. And I just got the message that, it just was put in my heart, just be one. So in my searching out health coaching, learning about it, learning the skills, working with a health coach myself, I was able to make changes and make changes that finally stuck. And here's the thing. I was listening to a podcast the other day from Elizabeth Benton, and she had the story of relating weight loss to smoke versus fire. So, if you have a fire in your kitchen and the smoke alarm goes off, it goes off because of the smoke. And if you spend all your time trying to chase that smoke out of the kitchen, you could lose your house. You've got to address the fire. And in weight loss, when we change what we eat, when we decide I'm not going to have cookies anymore, when we decide I'm only going to eat salads, when we decide I'm going to work out an hour and a half a day, those are things that are chasing the smoke. And chasing the smoke is exhausting because it never gives you results that stick. You've got to address the fire. Addressing the fire is getting to the root of why do you go back to those habits? Why do you struggle to get to the gym for the hour and a half? And I'm not saying you need to work out an hour and a half. I don't do that. Have no intention of doing that. I don't think you have to do it either. But why do you struggle to do the things that you know you want to do? Get to the root. That is where you really have change. That is where change sticks. And you do that by addressing the stories that you have created. I do that with clients through parts work, through tapping, getting a new story ingrained that feels better, that allows you to do the things that you know you want to do. You can quit talking yourself out of doing them. And I know a lot of the time when you talk yourself out, you don't even realize that you're talking to yourself, that you're telling yourself not to do it. You just don't do it. So if the way you're doing weight, if the way you're managing what you eat, if the way you're managing your movement, if at the end of the day you don't have results that stick, if at the end of the day you can't look at yourself and be happy with who you are inside, to like yourself, then I'm going to suggest that you give health coaching a look. That you reach out to me, or you find a health coach that you resonate with, and you get to the root of the stories that are keeping you in habit loops that you don't like, that don't serve you. And you start making a change so that the way you do weight, the way you do health, it feels good, it leaves you happy with yourself, and it gives you results that stick. So think about where you're at, where you want to be. How I start with clients is I have an Unlock Your Wellness session. We talk about what is ideal for you. What do you really want for yourself? We talk about where are you right now? What's the situation you're living in? And what's the obstacle? What is keeping you from getting over here to what you really do want? And when we know that, and I share with you what I do, if it feels like a fit, that you want support, you want accountability, you want to change the stories you've got, then I'm going to suggest ways that we can work together, and you can decide if that is something that you want to do. So think about where you're at, how you feel at the end of the day, and I really encourage people, everyone, to take a look at coaching. It is the new innovation, the new way of doing health, the new way of doing life, the way that works. So have a great week. I'll see you next week with another Kiss from Kristen. Bye-bye.